This is Canada, a land of endless wilderness, towering peaks, and coastlines that drop straight into the ocean. But not all highways are created equal. We've scoured the videos of our travels in this country to find the 9 most dramatic highways, and we've ranked them based on 4 key factors, each rated 0 to 5, with 5 being the most. The factors we used for ranking were remoteness, road surface, gravel, paved, rough, windy, epic views, and hills and grades.
Starting at the least, our number 9 is Highway 132 or Road 132 in Gaspé Peninsula, Quebec. This road ranks 9th. It only scores a 1 for remoteness because we passed through established towns that generally had good services. The road primarily hugs the coastline, offering continuous views of the St. Lawrence River, the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and the Atlantic Ocean, so we gave it a 3 in the view category. It's all paved with scores of 3 for its surface, with no major elevation changes. There were some hills, but not very long at the northern shore, giving it a 1 for hills. The drama here is all about the highway being dangerous in winter, where sudden violent snowstorms and strong winds can cause zero visibility whiteouts.
The Billy Diamond Highway, formerly the James Bay Road, in northern Quebec, we ranked 8th. The highway is a quintessential wilderness road running approximately 620 kilometers from Matagami to Radisson, with minimal services. The only major service stop is the truck stop at kilometer 381, and there is no cell phone reception on the very long stretches, therefore we gave it a 4 for remoteness. The main highway is fully paved and generally well maintained, having undergone significant upgrades in recent years, so we gave it a 1 for roughness. The route is punctuated by spectacular crossings of major northern rivers, like the Broadback River and the Rupert River, with rest stops offering impressive viewpoints, waterfalls, and chances for rustic camping. The highway provides vast, immense landscapes of the Canadian Shield, and as you travel north, the forest thins out and you begin to see more rocky hillsides and subarctic plains. At the end of the road near Radisson are massive, dramatic man-made structures that highlight the engineering and history of the region, so we gave it a 2 for the views and a 1 for the hills, as the highway, initially constructed to carry very heavy loads, features mostly gentle curves and hills. It runs through a landscape of low hills, forest, and bogs, offering a sense of pure joy in a straight line over long distances rather than constant steep grades. BC's Highway 4, also known as the Pacific Rim Highway, from Port Alberni to Tofino on Vancouver Island, was in 7th position. The highway is fully paved and is 2 lanes throughout, with some narrow shoulders, sharp curves, and is in dense temperate rainforest with limited cell service. However, the highway is only 65 kilometers long, or about 1 to 1.5 hours of driving. So the highway was scoring only 1 for remoteness and 0 for roughness. It garnered 4s for both views and hills, with lakes and forests as well as coastal views along the highway. It had significant elevation changes and steep grades totaling 600 meters of elevation change as it wound through mountains with sheer drops on one side, making it difficult for large RVers to drive without any experience.
The Coquihalla Highway, Highway 5 in British Columbia, came in 6th place. The highway runs from Hope to Kamloops for a total 187 kilometers. We gave it a 3 for remoteness because of the few signs of development along the highway. It is a major trucking artery between Hope and Merritt, 150 kilometers apart. Services are sparse. Cell service is reliable, but drops in deep valleys or fog. We gave it a 3 for hills as it has very smooth rises and declines plus very gentle curves to allow a high speed limit. We gave it a whopping 5 for views as it winds gracefully between spectacular mountains. South of Merritt, there are towering Cascade Peaks and deep river canyons. North of Merritt, there are rolling rangelands and high desert plateaus. For roughness, we gave it a 0 because it is very smooth with a speed limit of 120 km per hour, wide shoulders, and is mostly divided 4 to 6 lanes.
It's engineered for speed but requires low gear descents using engine braking, and trucks get passing lanes. In fact, on this one highway alone, one experiences the transition to a rain shadow after traversing over a peak. One can notice the sudden change to a very dry landscape. The Icefields Parkway, also known as Highway 93, is a 230-kilometer, 143-mile scenic highway in Alberta, stretching between Lake Louise in Banff National Park and Jasper in Jasper National Park. We ranked it the 5th most dramatic highway. It got a 3 for remoteness. The Icefields Parkway is relatively remote, running through the heart of the Canadian Rockies with minimal human development. There are no major towns along the route, only a few small service points like the Icefields Centre at Columbia Icefield, the Saskatchewan River Crossing, and Numtijah Lodge. Gas stations, accommodations, and food options are sparse. Key stops include Lake Louise and Jasper at either end, with limited facilities like the Crossing Resort, open seasonally, in between. Cell service is spotty or non-existent in many areas. The Icefields Parkway is a paved 2-lane highway in good condition during peak season, May to October. However, it's subject to sudden weather changes, especially at higher elevations where snow, ice, or fog can make driving challenging, even in summer. As we drove it in summer, we gave it a 0 for roughness. The Icefields Parkway is famous for its breathtaking vistas of towering peaks, turquoise lakes, and sprawling glaciers. The entire drive is flanked by jagged mountains, valleys, and alpine meadows, with frequent pullouts for photography. The scenery shifts from dense forests to open glacier-carved valleys, making every kilometer visually spectacular. So we scored it a 5 for the views. The Icefields Parkway features several climbs and descents as it winds through the Rockies. Some grades can be as steep as 8%. So they're manageable for most vehicles. We gave it a 3 for hills.
The Trans-Labrador Highway, consisting of Road 500 and 510, is a 1,149 kilometer, 714-mile remote road, traversing the vast mainland of Labrador. It connects the Quebec border near Labrador City eastwards to Happy Valley Gaspé, then south along the coast of Blanc-Sablon near Strait of Belle-Isle. We ranked it number 4 in our list of dramatic highways. The highway is extremely isolated. It's one of the world's remotest highways, evoking true overlanding adventure. So we gave the remoteness a score of 5. The Trans-Labrador Highway cuts through dense boreal forests, tundra-like barrens, and unspoiled wilderness with virtually no development for hundreds of kilometers. Communities like Churchill Falls or Port Hope Simpson are tiny and spaced apart, offering limited services. Cell service is non-existent, or spotty for most of the drive. Wildlife, moose, caribou, black bears is common, and severe weather can strand travelers for days without roadside assistance. The road conditions were very good during our drive. The whole highway, roads 500 and 510, are paved and very smooth. We gave it a 1 for roughness. We ranked the view of a 4 for the rugged wilderness, panorama, and untamed diversity. The drive offers stark, ever-changing scenery. It's not postcard pretty everywhere, but the raw, untouched scale is mesmerizing, especially under fall colors or aurora skies. The Trans-Labrador Highway featured moderate to steep grades up to 8–10% and high embankments, particularly in the central and eastern sections through the Millie Mountains and coastal approaches. Western part from Labrador City rolls through forested hills, while Southern Road 510 climbs undulating barrens with sharp drops to the sea. We rated it a 2 for hills.
When the Trans-Labrador Highway crosses the border into Quebec, the highway changes its name to Quebec's Route 389, so it is a continuation of the Trans-Labrador Highway, but in Quebec. This highway starts at the border of Labrador and Quebec and continues to Baie-Comeau. It passes 2 big mines, Fire Lake and Mont Wright, as well as 4 hydro dams, including Manic 5. So it is less remote than the Trans-Labrador Highway. We gave it a 3 for remoteness. However, the highway is only partly paved, not like the Trans-Labrador Highway that is fully paved. From Mont-Wright to Fire Lake, about 70 kilometers, and from Relais-Gabriel to Manic 5, 95 kilometers, 2 sections are gravel and winding, but well maintained while we are on it, so we gave the road condition a 3. The views include Fourmont, the unique mining town at the northern end of the highway for the wall, a massive structure containing apartments, city services, and shops, and Manicouagan Reservoir, also called the Eye of Quebec, as well as Manic 5, the largest multiple arch buttress dam in the world, and also very wild, so it should be ranked 4 for the view. The highway is hilly and windy, just like the Trans-Labrador Highway, so its hills rank as a 2. This highway is really just a continuation of the Trans-Labrador Highway, and so we consider it part of our 4th ranking, but coincidentally, if considered separately, it scores the same as the Trans-Labrador Highway. We think the Cabot Trail in Nova Scotia should be in 3rd place. Following the coastline of Cape Breton Island, this road climbs through the Cape Breton Highlands National Park, providing panoramic views of the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the Atlantic Ocean from high cliffs. The remoteness varies. The central portion of the trail, which runs through the Cape Breton Highlands National Park, is quite remote and has large stretches of protected wilderness. Cell service can be spotty or non-existent in sections, especially within the national park. Gas stations and places to eat or stay become less frequent as you get into the more remote areas, particularly on the northern sections. The trail connects several charming small fishing villages like Cheticamp, Pleasant Bay, Neils Harbor, and Ingonish, which offer services and a taste of the local Acadian and Gaelic culture. So we gave remoteness a 4. The Cabot Trail is a paved, well-maintained highway, approximately a 298-kilometer or 185-mile loop. So it is a 0 for the roughness of the road conditions. However, the views are spectacular. The route offers rugged coastline and ocean vistas, dramatic cliffs overlooking the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of St. Lawrence. There are numerous official look-offs to safely pull over and enjoy the scenery. Many of the most iconic views require a short to moderate hike, such as the famous Skyline Trail, so the view should be rated as 5. The trail is characterized by significant elevation changes, particularly through the Cape Breton Highlands National Park section. The hills make for an exhilarating drive. There are many winding sections, especially where the road hugs the coastline, so the highway got a 4 for its hills.
We ranked the Sea to Sky Highway, Highway 99, as number 2. We are only talking about section of highway from Cache Creek to Whistler. It covers 257 kilometers and offers a mix of rugged landscapes, remote stretches, and stunning scenery. Regarding remoteness, we separated the highway into 3 sections. The first section is from Cache Creek to Lillooet, 100 kilometers. This section passes through arid, semi-desert terrain with few settlements. Mostly small ranches or indigenous communities. Cell services is not reliable in some area. The second section is from Lillooet to Pemberton, about 100 kilometers too. This section feels even more isolated with minimal development. The tiny community of Mount Currie is one of the few stops. The road winds through narrow valleys and mountainous terrain. with limited services until Pemberton. The third section is from Pemberton to Whistler, about 30 kilometers. This section is less remote, with more frequent traffic and small communities like Mount Currie. Whistler, a major resort destination, has full amenities. However, the stretch still feels wild due to the surrounding mountains and forests. Overall, we decided to rank Highway 99's remoteness a 4.
Talking about views of Highway 99, we would say it is a very dramatic highway. From Cache Creek to Lillooet, the landscape starts with dry, sagebrush-covered hills of the Fraser Plateau, resembling a desert with rolling terrain and eroded cliffs. From Lillooet to Pemberton, this is the most visually spectacular section, with stunning turquoise waters and steep forested mountains. The road winds through dense forests and narrow valleys, with frequent glimpses of towering peaks of mountains. From Pemberton to Whistler, the scenery shifts to lush meadows in the Pemberton Valley, with views of the coastal mountains, including Mont Curie. The final descent into Whistler offers glimpses of alpine peaks and the Chickamas River. Overall, the views are a mix of arid, canyon-like terrain near Cache Creek, transitioning to alpine lakes, forests, and dramatic mountains closer to Whistler. So the views for Highway 99 Sea to Sky Highway should be ranked a 5.
The entire Highway 99 from Cache Creek to Whistler is fully paved with asphalt. The road is generally well maintained, with 2 lanes from most of the road. Some sections, particularly between Lillooet to Pemberton, are narrow and winding, so we gave the road condition a 2.
Regarding hills for Highway 99, we gave it a 5. From Cache Creek to Lillooet, the road starts at about 400 meters elevation and descends slightly towards Lillooet at 250 meters. This section has moderate hills and long, gradual inclines with some winding stretches along the Fraser River. The road follows rolling terrain with occasional steep grades. From Lillooet to Pemberton, also called the Duffy Lake Road, it is the most demanding part, with steep climbs and descents. The road rises to over 1,300 meters at Duffy Lake, with sharp switchbacks and tight curves through the coastal mountains. The Cayush Pass is a notable high point, requiring careful driving. From Pemberton to Whistler, the road climbs from 200 meters gently to Whistler at 670 meters. This section has milder hills but includes some winding curves as it follows the Lillooet and Chickamas rivers. Overall, the route is mountainous, with the Duffy Lake Road being the most challenging due to its steep grades and sharp turns.
The Dempster Highway is a legendary 892-kilometer gravel road stretching from its junction with the Klondike Highway to Inuvik in the Northwest Territories at kilometer 740, with an extension via the Inuvik-Tuktoyaktuk Highway of about 138 to 152 kilometers to Tuktoyaktuk on the Arctic Ocean. It's Canada's only all-season public road to cross the Arctic Circle, offering a raw, off-the-grid adventure through subarctic wilderness. This is an epic and remote drive, largely gravel, that traverses rugged mountain valleys, boreal forest, and vast, untouched tundra. It is known for its extreme solitude and demanding travel, leading to the Arctic. We ranked this one as number 1, the most dramatic highway in Canada. When you drive about 900 kilometers each way and encounter 2 gas stations, Eagle Plains followed by Inuvik, you can't help but rank its remoteness a 5.
In terms of the roughness, almost the entire highway is gravel. The highway is hard-packed surface built on a thick berm to protect underlying permafrost from melting. Only small sections in Inuvik are paved for easier access. The rest is loose gravel that kicks up dust in dry conditions or turns muddy and slippery when wet. Some sections are very rough with bad washboard and potholes. If a highway was any rougher than this at this length, it would not be practical to attempt it. Many travelers make recommendations such as carrying 2 full spare tires. We could not help ranking it a 5. While the hills provide wonderful views, so much of the highway is moderately to steeply hilly, with significant elevation changes through 2 major mountain ranges, but nothing extreme for the experienced driver. We were only able to rank it a 2 in this category. In terms of views, some sections have wonderful changes in elevation, such as Tombstone Territorial Park. The Dempster Highway cuts right through the park, offering panoramic vistas, while others simply offer unusual views, such as the river, which has red water in it. The major highlight is the Arctic Circle crossing, as the Dempster is the only road in Canada that crosses the Arctic Circle. The landscape becomes noticeably more treeless with open tundra, offering expansive views to the horizon. After the border to the Northwest Territories, you continue through the stunning Richardson Mountains. As you descend towards the community of Fort McPherson, the landscape opens up to the immense Mackenzie River, one of the world's largest deltas, with views over the vast Peel River and Mackenzie River valleys. The journey involves ferry crossings in summer over both the Peel and Mackenzie rivers, providing unique river-level views. On the final section, it takes you across the vast, flat, and treeless tundra. When you get close to Tuktoyaktuk, this area features unique, large, ice-cored hills called pingos. There are so many lakes in some places that it makes the driver wonder if the view has more water on it or land in it. The ultimate destination, the Arctic Ocean, offers a view of the Beaufort Sea on the Arctic Ocean. A powerful and dark northern landscape. Our factors used to rank highways did not include the thrills of exploring the ground beside the highway close up when stopping and exiting the vehicle. If it was a factor, this factor would rank highest also, as tundra was a whole new experience for us. In some places it was so deep you were not sure how far off the ground you were, while in others it was a smattering of plants spread over gravel. In both cases, the variation in plants, the colors of blooms, the shapes of leaves all provided a marvel when a close inspection was made not far off the highway. Note that while we are from Ontario, we did not include any Ontario highways in our list, so we think we should mention Highway 60 as we are Ontarians. Ontario Highway 60 is one of Ontario's most famous and scenic routes, primarily because it serves as the main corridor through Algonquin Provincial Park. We drove on Highway 60 almost every year to enjoy fall colors. Here are short clips for Highway 60 from this year. In fact, it is quite dramatic, scoring well on views in fall colors, less on hills, and somewhat for remoteness, but has a great surface. Our list has been limited to highways we drove on during our 2024 and 2025 road trips. So, what roads did we not drive on that could have otherwise been included? The Bella Coola Highway in BC would most likely have made our list, but is still in our future. The Trans-Taiga Highway in northern Quebec is definitely one of the most remote highways in Canada, and scores high for bad surface. We drove a short distance on it where it meets the Billy Diamond Highway, which is on our list, but it was just a sample of the 741 kilometers. We opted out of this highway as it is a dead end except for a Hydro-Quebec dam. Having covered the routes traveled on our road trips, it is good to know there are more exotic Canadian destinations for our future adventures in our camper van. Who knows, they may have built a new remote road soon, such as the road to the Ring of Fire in northern Ontario.